There are two types of white guys in the world. There's the white guys that understand the impact racism has had on the world, and then there are those that don't. And I'm going to talk about both in this video. The first, I'm going to talk about the white guys that get it. White guys, and I hope I'm a white guy that gets it. I practice personal reparations, so I give back to charities that support the Black community, especially here in the United States where I live, and the indigenous communities here in America, the Native the Navajo Nation in particular. I used to live out in Phoenix for about 20 years, so I got to know some of the folks out there, and there's a lot of wonderful organizations. There's one called Adopt an Elder, and I like that group, so I do both. Those are the two primary charities that I donate to. And I do that as a way of just making amends, recognizing the fault that my ancestors created, and doing what I can in my everyday daily life, just like our daily life. That's it. Like, that's our spiritual ground. That's the place where we have to do this work. So it's not perfect. Obviously, if I had a time machine, I would go back and I would say to people like me, please don't do this. It's going to be a terrible tragedy that we will never ever fully understand, and never be able to make amends for truly. It just doesn't work. Let's just talk to people. Let's just use our words and have conversations, which we could have done and we didn't, because we were selfish, arrogant, and greedy. And that's the problem. We gave into greed. Then there are the white guys that don't get it. There are the white guys that are still incredibly greedy to this day. I would put Donald Trump in that category. I would put Vladimir Putin, Viktor Orban, all these white guys, obviously Elon Musk, that believe in like the purity of whatever. Whiteness is no virtue. It is not. It is no virtue. We are all human. When you take away the flesh, when you take away the skin, we're all the same underneath. We're just this consciousness that we share together, right? And this outer shell, it's just an illusion. This goes away. It changes all the time. And when we die, we don't take any of this with us. Your body doesn't go with you into the next life. It's your soul or your mind or whatever. And it's just your state of mind that goes with you. So, if you haven't learned anything about, and how to be a better person in particular, in relationship to your past, which I think every human being has to do, that's how we get wiser. We don't want to continue to perpetuate or make the same mistakes over and over and over again. That's the definition of ignorance, guys. Like, if you believe whiteness is a virtue, you're simply being ignorant. And it's a crazy kind of ignorance, where you're just going to perpetuate your own suffering and the suffering of everybody else. Ignorant people perpetuate the suffering inside themselves and everyone else. So we should get wiser. Wiser people suffer less, and their communities suffer less. And I'm trying to show some wisdom. That's my point. I don't know what else I was going to say about this. I hope people like this. I post these videos. I have a trying to brain tree, yada, yada, yada. I love doing this. I love all of you. Be the white guy that gets it. Be the white, not like flogging yourself with shame and guilt and, oh, I'm such a terrible. Nope, just recognize that. Like, I can say personally for me, I know that I had family members that fought in the Confederate Army. I had one great uncle that did. And it wasn't by choice. Like, he was an immigrant and he came, I guess he landed someplace, I want to say he landed in Virginia maybe. Got off the boat and was immediately drafted in the Confederate Army, and was forced to fight in a war that he obviously didn't understand and wanted nothing to do with. And then when he did figure out what was going on, he fled. He fled the Confederate Army. He went north. Unfortunately, he was captured by the Union Army and he died in a POW camp. But he died trying to do the right thing. You know what I mean? So that's my family's history with slavery. I don't think we actually owned any slaves. My family comes from like the West Virginia, what do you call it? Virginia, Maryland, West Virginia, Ohio, like that region, Appalachia, like that's me. Very deep roots, very interesting roots. Yeah, it's what happened. I love all of you. Please be one of the good white men. Please be a good white guy. Just if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything. Just go back to that. We don't all have to put our stupid opinions on the internet all the time. You know what I mean? God knows this technology is not great for us. A lot of us just make mistakes. We don't necessarily understand the impact or power a short declarative sentence can have. I don't know. I don't know. Just if you don't have anything nice to say, just don't say anything at all. I'm going to live by that. I am not disturbing my mind or the mind of anybody else. I realize that when I suffer, other people suffer. When I don't suffer, other people do not suffer. Therefore, I'm going to do my very best to make sure that I'm meditating and practicing patience and kindness and not suffering and spreading wisdom and compassion. I love all of you. I'm going to shut up now. Goodbye.